tonight. Lineups, first pitch from the Coliseum when we come back. So the A's just now taking the field. Kurt Suzuki, home plate umpire Ted Barrett, greeting each other in a breast
that's
cancer.
What they are.
That's right. Now, that is a pink pashmina.
I've been waiting to see that. You've done such a good job telling everybody what they're going to get. So that's perfect.
Here's the Seattle Mariners lineup. It's brought to you by McDonald's. Ichiro Suzuki leading things off, sitting on a 15-game hitting streak against the Athletics. Franklin Gutierrez in center. Jose Lopez will play first base tonight. Mike Sweeney is the designated hitter. Adrian Beltre at third. Bill Hall at left. Jack Wilson at short. Josh Wilson at second. Rob Johnson is the catcher. A's lineup like this defensively: Hairston at left, Davis in center, Custon right. Kennedy at third, Pennington at short, Ellis at second, Barton at first, Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Brett Anderson is the pitcher.
Brett Anderson, again, making 26 start for the young man. And, of course, he leads the American League, all rookies, major leagues, at 119 strikeouts. He has been outstanding, and every start he makes, he just gets better and better. And I think the biggest thing for Brett Anderson, Trevor Cahill, Ben Mazzaro, Gio Gonzalez, scoring some runs and see how they can do. We've seen how Trevor Cahill's pitched with the lead a few times. And Trevor, or at least Brett Anderson, like a lot of the young starters, have not gotten a lot of run support this year, and it's affected them because of the losses they've accumulated over the course of the season.
So Anderson's ready. Ichiro Suzuki steps in. And we are underway. And the first pitch is right in there for a strike. Ichiro 368 homers, 37 runs batted in, continues to trail Joe Mauer for the American League batting title. Suzuki throws to first in time. Suzuki's out, 1 out.
Okay, that play was a little bit harder than what Kurt Suzuki made it look like. It had topspin, and it's like a golf ball checking up on a green. And Kurt, had he gone after the ball initially, he might have missed it. And the ball out in front of the plate, and watch the ball spin. Kurt let the ball stop, and now they're going to check on Brett Anderson, he looked like he slipped. After he went after the ball, there's the slip and went down to the ground. Kind of bending at the waist a little bit.
Sometimes you can wrench your back a little bit too when you do what he just did. But he seems to be okay.
Well, he had a back issue in St. Petersburg. They start before the All-Star break in which he went just 5 innings. Actually went just 4 innings in the game at Tampa against the Rays, and he had up 3 hits. He had a shutout going coming off the Boston Red Sox shutout at Fenway Park. And had injured his back running on the turf in St. Pete.
So he faces Franklin Gutierrez. Brett Anderson's last start was Sunday against the Angels down in Anaheim. He walked the first hitter he faced, but then retired 10 in a row. He made one mistake, and that was a pitch out over the plate to Torrey Hunter, and Hunter hit a 3-run homer. He ended up going 6 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. Swing and a miss. There's the curveball, and it's a good one. 2 outs.
Well, if he throws it hard, which he does, that's a very tough pitch to lay off. And hitters more and more will swing at it. So strikeout number 120 for the left-hander. That game that you're referring to, as you mentioned, when he gave up the 3-run home run to Torrey Hunter, it's the same inning in which he threw fastball after fastball to the first hitters. And in that inning, there were 4 ropes hit. One of them out to right field by Jeff Mathis. Otherwise, they were hits, and Torrey Hunter got one that was supposed to be inside, drifted out, and 3-run home run later.
Kennedy backs up, gets a good hop, and throws a little wide, but Barton has it, puts the tag on Jose Lopez, and that'll do it for the Mariners. 3 up, 3 down inning in the top of the first. McDonald's, and here it is. Kennedy to lead things off, then Davis, Suzuki, Hairston. Garciaparra in the lineup again tonight, followed by Ellis, Cust, Barton, and Pennington. So Adam Kennedy steps in against Luke French, and the first pitch is a bit high to Kennedy. Kennedy hitting .280 with 10 homers and 51 runs batted in. Kennedy is 3 for 8 in this series so far. He's got a double, has knocked in a run. And he's ahead in the count 3-1. And that one's just a bit high, and it's a walk. Kennedy with the leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Rajai Davis. Defensively for the Seattle Mariners tonight, Bill Hall in left, Franklin Gutierrez in center, Ichiro Suzuki in right, Beltre, Jack Wilson, Josh Wilson, and Jose Lopez on the infield. Rob Johnson is the catcher. Luke French is the pitcher. Davis hits one to right center, but Gutierrez is going to get over there to make the catch.
Luke French's second start against the Athletics as a member of the Mariners, and he went on August the 26th, 12th start overall for the lefty. Defeated the Athletics. His started on the 26th of August when the A's were at Safeco Field. Of course, came over from the Detroit Tigers. And the left-hander pitched well, retired the first 7 battles before Tommy Everidge. Tommy Time got a base hit, Jack Cust a home run. But the A's could not score much in the game, and as a result lost as they were swept in Seattle.
First pitch to Suzuki is on the inside corner for a strike. 270 for Kirk, 11 homers and a team leading 65 RBIs.
It's a bongo man in left field. You hear that?
He's right in the front row. Huh?
Constant beat.
Can he go strong like that all 9 innings?
I bet he can.
I bet he can too.
Number 40, can he go along with him?
Oh yeah. It's part of the Raider Nation, baby.
Jeez. Playwood just fainted when you said Raiders.
Right.
There's only just one blob in the middle of center field, right in center field. That rest is.
It looks great.
It looks
really
great.
does.
I mean, in high definition, except for that right there. Clay, you've done a marvelous job. You and your crew.
Beltre on the backhand to second for 1 to first, and that's a double play. 5-4-3, and that'll do it for the A's in the bottom of the first. We've played one from the Coliseum. No score.
Friday, September the 18th, and that's when the A's will host the Cleveland Indians. Game time 7:05. Stick around afterwards for the post-game fireworks show brought to you by Kellymore Paints. Get tickets online at oaklandathletics.com or call 877-493-BALL. Free city trip for the Athletics, and it will be the Cleveland Indians making their first and only appearance at the Coliseum in late September 2009. That will be a 4-game series highlighted by the fireworks on Friday night.
Game number 136 for the A's tonight, so 26 left after tonight. I'm going to miss you, Ray. All the time we spend together.
Oh, yes,
but we live close to each other. I mean,
just
we
won't
can have
see
coffee
me every
or
day.
breakfast once in a while. Sweeney rips one to left, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Number 6 for Sweeney.
Didn't take long. Did not take long to get out. Fastball tried to get inside, and either Mike was looking for it or did not get in far enough. And there was a no doubt. He's hit over 200, and that was one you could say just take the trot, see how deep it was going to go. It'll go deep.
Career home run number 205. The number 4 Sweeney. Of course, he hit number 200 against the A's earlier this season. Josh Outman served it out.
Only the 6th home run he's allowed at the Coliseum. 13 of the previous 18, all on the road.
Bounced foul. So 2-1 the count to Beltre. The home run by Sweeney is the 5th that the Mariners have hit in this series. It just seemed to me like they've hit a lot against the A's this year, and they're not a home running team, man. Looked it up, and indeed they have. They've now hit 18 home runs in 15 games against the Athletics. This is a team that the Mariners that have hit the 3rd least home runs. Adrian Beltre checks. Well, a important day at the Coliseum. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Day. As always, a very nice job done by the A's organization. Big pregame ceremony, and that is the Survivor pink ribbon in the outfield. All those ladies out there are breast cancer survivors. So congratulations to them. It's always a good day. And the A's, as always, do a great job. Ladies were lined up in the outfield for a long time. And they get to sit and enjoy a baseball game. So Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at the Coliseum.
Let's hope they get to watch a good game.
Yeah.
The A's have lost the first 2 to the Mariners. Took 2 or 3 against the Royals to start the homestand. Brett Anderson, a very efficient 8-pitch 1-2-3 first inning, but in trouble in the second. Solo home run, a walk, and now 2-0 to Hall.
Fouled straight back by Bill Hall. One more note on the Breast Cancer Awareness Day, Ray, and I think it's important to know that the A's have raised over $1 million over the years to help further breast cancer education and research. So when we say that the A's are doing a great job, there's the proof. $1 million. This is the 11th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Two and 2 to Bill Hall.
Lone home run came on Thursday. One of 3 2-run home runs given up by Brett Tomko.
So a full count now to Hall. Jack Wilson is in the on deck circle for Seattle. Beltre back. Bill Hall has had a pretty good series. 4 for 8. A homer, double. He has scored 4 and knocked in 2. Swing and a miss on 3-2, a foul tip. So that's strikeout number 2 for Brett Anderson.
That's good to see him challenge with a fastball, and maybe because he throws so many breaking balls, the sliders down and in to the right-handers, that Hall thinking off speed and couldn't catch up to the fastball. So as they say, he's mixing them up.
Jack Wilson steps in. Wilson 205 average. That's with the Mariners. He's 2 for 7 in the series with a couple of RBIs. Both the RBIs coming on a 2-run single last night. Josh Wilson is in the on deck circle. Fastball runs inside to Wilson. So a homer, a walk, and a strikeout so far in this inning. The home run by Mike Sweeney. Lofted to right field, coming in his Cust. He dives and he can't get it, and then he can't find it. And Beltre is going to get the second stop there. Cust was playing very shallow off the crack of the bat. Because he was playing shallow, you thought he had a chance to catch it, and he almost did. Could not quite come up with it.
I thought he might have a chance to catch it without going into the slide, and just bounced in front of him, knocked the ball down, just could not get to it.
28 for the Mariners, the second baseman.
That's a tough error.
Number 16, Josh.
Well, after
Wilson.
watching last night, I figure that's. I mean, he got to it, so you know, good play. He makes the play, right? Good catch, he makes it.
You're a hard man, Ray Fosse.
Well, nobody in the park last night, except the official scorer, thought the ball to Pennington was an error.
I agree.
Both teams, both PR guys went to the official score. So, well, if he comes up with it, he throws him out. Because Mike Sweeney's slow. Mike Sweeney can run fast when he gets going, and he's going to bust it hard.
Degree of difficulty
absolutely
is part of the equation
right.
for an official score. Right. Oh, 0-2 to Josh Wilson, playing second base tonight. Jack Wilson missed 7 or 8 games when he came over from the Pirates, and Josh Wilson played shortstop and did a terrific job. The Mariners want to take a little look at him for next year to see if he could help them out.
Well, according to the Mariners, when he played, he came through with some big hits. Yeah. They called him mailman. Said the mailman was always delivering.
He was claimed off of waivers from the Padres in the middle of June.
He's a pretty good pitcher too.
Yes,
a couple of times. Yeah. Is he the one that gave up the slam to Reynolds, Arizona, or a home run or something?
Well, he's got an ERA of 13.50.
Gave up the shoe.
He was with Arizona and San Diego this year. Two and 2 to Josh Wilson. Rob Johnson is in the on deck circle. And now 3-2.
Fourth time the Mariners have seen Brett Anderson, and you can see how some of the guys are being patient with the hard slider down in to the right-handers.
And this is not a patient team.
Exactly.
His fourth start against them, and that's a pretty good take right there. You could almost say that it's not just Josh Wilson, but if he throws that pitch first or second outing against the Mariners, they may swing at him. But now they got plenty of videotape, and it's amazing how major league players adjust, whether they're a 350 hitter or a 220 hitter.
That's maybe why Bill Hall had the fastball thrown by him. The only out of the inning. See the shaking of the head, more like what Kurt Young was asking him, "Are you okay?" There's a lot of times when a pitcher, in case of Anderson, had to be checked after the first batter he faced. They check the velocity, see if it's reduced at all.
Ninth for the Mariners, number 32, Rob Johnson.
Says it all right there. 20 innings, only 3 walks. He has 2 in this inning.
First pitch to Johnson. There's a strike. Oh, nice to get a double play here, not have to face Ichiro, who's in the on-deck circle. Strike 2, fastball inside corner. Johnson can't get a swing off yet.
And again, he's very patient, taking a couple of fastballs, and maybe he's sitting also at least looking for the slider.
Stays alive, slices that one down the right field line.
Those big clouds coming in overhead.
It's going to get cold.
On the marine layer.
Yep. Another foul ball toward the Mariners bullpen. .38 pitches in the ballgame for Brett Anderson, so he's had to work, especially here in the second. He had a 3 up, 3 down first inning. Another 0-2 pitch, just a bit inside, 1-2.
5 pitches, all fastballs. Got to take a chance with one hard slider, try to get him a chase.
Off the foot, went right back inside with the fastball.
He's a catcher. He's not going to say anything. Nobody's going to pay attention to him. You just put a little smile on his face and say, "I'm okay."
Beltre, Wilson, and Wilson, the runners. Again, Johnson just gets a piece to hang in there.
Says it all. 33 pitches in the second and just 1 out.
Left center field, and that's going to get down for a hit. 1 run scores. They're going to wave home Jack Wilson, and he's going to score, and it's a 2-run single for Rob Johnson. Give Johnson some credit there. That was a pretty good at bat. So the Mariners now with a 3-0 lead.
Second inning last night was tough for Clayton Mortensen and the Athletics. They scored 4, the Mariners did, and that's all he gave up. But Johnson and Jack Wilson read it perfectly. No chance for Rajai to throw him out because Jack Wilson got a great jump.
Ichiro takes a pitch a little bit inside, 1-0. Ichiro had a little squibber out in front of the plate that Kurt Suzuki picked up and threw him out. Bounce slowly. Barton Looks to second. Can't go there. Too late to go to first. Everybody's safe. It's a base hit for Ichiro. The bases are loaded. Right when he hit it, you knew it was going to be a tough play because of where the ball was placed.
Well, once Derek Barton got to it, it was a base hit. Unless he could find third or second to throw to. But once the ball hit the ground, first and second, both runners on the move immediately. He looked to second, looked back to first, and said, I'll put it in my pocket. No chance to get Ichiro. And with Jerry Blevins throwing the A's bullpen, the indication the A's think that maybe something physically wrong with Brett Anderson. But maybe after wrenching his back a little bit, first batter, he's not throwing as well, although his fastball is still mid-90s.
See if the A's can turn two. Pennington to first, and they did. Franklin Gutierrez swings at the first pitch, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. 3 runs for the Mariners. They lead 3-0.
Order tickets online at oaklandathletics.com, or you can call 877-493-BALL. And that will match the 29 jersey, the throwback jersey A's give away in the last homestand.
I like that hat a lot.
Will you wear it tomorrow?
I don't know if I'll wear it tomorrow, but I may wear it in the off season. When you and I go have breakfast, coffee, hanging out, amigos. I won't see you till spring training. I know how this works.
Well, I just want to know, did Dwayne go to the farm, or did
he? Did.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah.
How far are you from Milwaukee?
It's about 20 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Straight shot down. No, that's. I mean, I've been with the A's now 6 years, and when was the last time the A's went to Milwaukee?
When they were in American League.
Thank you.
Never been
to Milwaukee.
To Miller Park.
The only city that the A's have not gone to in interleague play. Obviously, I grew up there. I would love to go back.
And the A's go to the Central and the National League next year and do not go to Milwaukee.
We know that it will not be next year. Oh, well. Little pop-up. Lopez racing back, and he tried the basket catch, and he missed it. He had time to get there and probably turn around and make the catch, but he kind of went with the basket-style catch, and it popped right out of his glove.
He did not look the ball into his glove.
Well, that will be an error. 0-2 to Nomar, and he lines one foul. Well, Jose Lopez, obviously the regular second baseman for the Mariners. Him playing first base is not out of the question in 2010. I don't know any Mariners off-season strategy, but I think they would like to obviously keep his bat in there because he's a good hitter. Down the left field line, and it is just foul.
Nomar last night, first home run since late May, and that came against Ryan Rowland-Smith, straightaway center. He said if the ball had been caught, he was going to take a beeline right to Franklin Gutierrez. I guess he thought he hit it well enough that it should have gone out. And Gutierrez looked like had he taken one more step, he would have caught the ball as it clanked off the webbing of his glove over the fence.
Three home runs on the year for Garciaparra. Another foul ball back.
Well, you mentioned first base. Coach Russell Brannion's had a tremendous year for the Mariners, and I think they're going to find a way to bring him back. And depends what happens with Griffey Sweeney platooning at the DH role. Talking to Ken Griffey Jr. and about his future, and I think when you play as long as he has, it comes down to the family, and he's got kids in high school, or one high school child, and got a daughter playing a lot of basketball, and a younger son who's 7 years younger than his older son, but the daughter in between. So he has 3 children, and they're all involved in sports programs. And I think we'd all like to see Ken Griffey Jr. stay in the game as long as possible.
Yeah. Well, certainly he has nothing left to prove on the field.
No, he's
maybe the disappointing thing for him is does not have a World Series ring. Ellis down the left field line, and that's going to be a double for Mark Ellis. Throw comes back in toward the infield. Nobody's there, but Lopez ends up picking it up.
Well, Lopez, the first baseman, usually the trailing defender. And Mark Ellis, as he hit the ball and started rounding first base, kind of looked back to see where Lopez was, and he was about 20 feet behind him. So Mark out in front on a 1-1 fastball. Ball back in, but Lopez a little late, at least getting to second base. And the rotation of the infielders once the ball is hit to the gap, and it's going to be extra bases.
Here's Jack Cust. First pitch from French is a strike on the outside corner.
Jack Cust hit the fastball inside off of French in Seattle for a home run, and then hit the towering ball over the foul pole that was reviewed by the umpires. I'd like to see him hit that one here. It'd be about 20 feet over the foul pole.
Yes, it would.
These are a little bit shorter and at Safeco Field. But maybe here they would call it fair because it would get there so quickly, and I don't know, the angle that we had, I thought the one in Seattle was fair.
Rob Johnson scramble after it, but it will allow Ellis to go to third with 2 outs. It's a wild pitch.
With a hard slider, and he got the body in front of it, but just hit too hard at an angle off Johnson. Best thing he did once he got the ball is not throw it. Looked like he was going to think about throwing to third base, but there'd been no chance to get Mark Ellis.
Strike down around the knees. Cust thought it was low. 2-2 the count.
Below the knees.
Down being the key word there. with the shift on. Adrian Beltre, the third baseman, is playing right at the shortstop spot. So Mark Ellis can literally go halfway to home if he wanted to.
Well, French has his back to Mark Ellis and got to pay attention. As he come up to stretch positions, then just think of Omar Vizquel with Greg Smith over in San Francisco last year.
A left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
Line drive, but Gutierrez is there in center field side. Retired A's strand a runner. Third inning coming up. It's the Mariners 3 and the A's nothing. Jose Lopez leading things off. Lopez, Sweeney, and Beltre here in the third. Mariners got all three of their runs in the second inning. Mike Sweeney a solo home run, and then Rob Johnson a two-run single later on in the inning. And 3-0 now to Lopez. There was one pitch before we got back from the break. Lopez grounded out to third to end the first inning. Swung at a pitch that was high and pops it up. Suzuki coming back. Drops just on the other side of the screen.
That was an Ichiro swing. Swinging to get a hit, not walk.
Payoff pitch. Left center for Rajai Davis. Rajai hasn't. So one out here in the third. Well, if you missed the game or you just want to watch it again, Comcast has A's Baseball on demand. Go to Comcast Channel 1 and select Sports and Fitness, and then Comcast Sports 10. A's Baseball, it's available after every game. So Mike Sweeney steps in.
Go home and watch the game?
Once in a while. I mean, if it's a... If we have an exciting finish, I may watch it maybe the next day, next morning.
About 3 in the morning? Get up to 3 and...
Hoping that we sounded good. Up the middle, Sweeney's got his second hit.
Well, Mike Sweeney playing last night for King Griffey Jr., who had to be scratched at the last, right before the game anyway, but lefty tonight, lefty tomorrow, so pretty good chance Mike Sweeney will be in, and he has been swinging well. Pitched him inside, first at bat, hit a home run to left field, very deep. This pitch away, took it right up the middle.
Sweeney is 15 for 41 against the A's this year. 2 homers and 7 RBI.
I think more than anything, what Mike Sweeney and Ken Griffey Jr. has meant to the club off the field, probably as much as what they've done on the field. You're Don Wakamatsu, first-year manager, and you have 2 veterans that you bring in. It makes the job a little bit easier, especially when they, as they say, buy into what you're thinking, your philosophies, and they have done that.
Well, we know Don Wakamatsu. Certainly, he has very strong leadership skills.
Sure.
And then the 2 guys you mentioned. Beltre walked and scored in the 2nd inning. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Anderson.
But he got somebody to bite up the slider, and it is Beltre, who had a disappointing season numbers wise, but he has been hurt quite a bit. No appeal to first base on that one.
Bill Hall steps in. Hall struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Outside corner strike. And a quick 0-2. Fastball, slider, and it's an 0-2 count. Hall laid off the slider that time. .60 pitches for Brett Anderson. The 2nd inning is where the total really went up. Gets him swinging. A couple of strikeouts for Brett Anderson, both on that hard slider. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. 3-0 Seattle.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Aquafina.
So we get to see that man, Roy Steele.
The voice of God. Great to see Roy, and just wish we were hearing his voice on the PA system. He has been missed.
It's just great to see him around at the ballpark. How many times you think Roy has just come to the game and sat and watched?
Probably the first time.
I was going to say, not a lot.
If he's here, he's working.
That's right. Barton, Pennington, and Kennedy for the Athletics. Three and one now to Derek Barton, hitting .205 with a couple of home runs.
Turned out the same year the two voices have got on the East Coast, West Coast. Troy still here, and Bob Shepard in New York. But you still hear Bob Shepard when Derek Jeter hits. As long as Derek Jeter's a Yankee, which will be his whole career, he'll retire number 2. It will always be number 2, Derek Jeter.
A quick meeting between Johnson and French. The walk to Barton, the second walk that French has issued. He has not struck anybody out yet. Down around the knees, a strike to Cliff Pennington. Pennington hitting .232 with a couple of home runs and 8 RBIs. Pennington is 0 for 6 in the series. We talked about Cliff Pennington in our A's post-game live show last night in the studio about how he made some terrific plays defensively, showing the A's that he can play shortstop at the big league level every day. But we're also watching him go through a little bit of a struggle right now offensively. We'll see how he works his way through that. Maybe a home run deep to left field. Home run, Cliff Pennington.
Struggles are over.
That's right. He's working his way through it. So the A's are on the board. Pennington's third home run of the year.
And his first from the right side. He's at 2 from the left side, and Padilla and Perry. But this one got an off-speed pitch, and he was waiting and crushed it. You don't have to look. You hit a ball that hard, you should, well, maybe if you want to see how far it's going. But you don't have to wait to see if it's going to be going out. So a walk and a 2-run home run. The A's are back in the game, and see if they can do something they have not done the last 2 nights to pull within 1 and not score anymore. See the Mariners add on, but Cliff Pennington, good stroke, better results. And
I think Carr's got to make that play, huh?
well, Jim Scalen's down at the end of the dugout, as he said, by the bat rack and the helmets, and get the good angle. He saw a perfect angle from the swing of Cliff Pennington. That's a great seat for Ski, isn't it? Sitting on the cooler, watching his hitters at the angle. See, most guys sit down, stand down next to, towards the end of the other end of the dugout. But Jim Scalen has the good angle.
It's all about the angle.
He does that during batting practice, and you can see a little bit differently as you go this way instead of closer to the home plate area.
1-2. Adam Kennedy, who walked in the first inning. And that's a base hit. Just over Beltre's head down the left field line. And Kennedy's going to have a double. So the A's, more action here in the third. Well, we talked about the 11th annual A's Breast Cancer Awareness Day, and that's how much money was raised today. $75,690, raising the 11-year total to $1,075,000. So congratulations to everybody involved. Big day. Nearly $76,000 for A's. That was the giveaway today, the pink pashmina. And not a bad night to have one as it starts to cool off.
Rajai just trying to flip the ball to the right side to advance Kennedy. Must be some bullpen activity for the Mariners. We saw A's with activity early.
Another flare, and that's going to drop. Here comes Kennedy, and he's going to be held up. Ichiro was ready to let it rip to the plate. So Davis loops one down the right field line for a hit.
What if Adam Kennedy got a good read on that? Because softly it was, as it was hit that you'd think he would have been able to score. Inside out swing, great swing by Rajai Davis. Kennedy got the read, but I think that's the respect of Ichiro, who, as he rounded third, Ichiro came up with the ball. So Mike Gallego, good move as a third base coach to hold him up.
Jason Vargas, another left-hander, starts to throw. Oh, 1 to Kurt Suzuki. He's trying to tie it up here in the third.
Rajai's got to be thinking, gee, if I were third base, I'd steal home.
Yeah.
First draw throw and then take off the left-handed pitcher. Well, the late great Billy Martin, when he managed and they had the running A's in the early 80s, they ran that play all the time. Runner at first base, he'd get a big lead or fall down or trip or whatever, and we pick him off. And next thing you know, the guy's scoring from third base. So that was fun.
One and one to Suzuki. Gutierrez to his right. Both runners are tagging up. Kennedy's going to come in to score. Davis to second, and he's in there. So RBI for Suzuki. Davis gets himself in scoring position.
Now, Rajai Davis, if you recall, whenever he was thrown out at second in Anaheim, and he went head first, and he got tagged out. Watch what he does this time. Close play at second, but Rajai Davis, feet first, and he got the, yeah, got all over him, but it looked like the left foot got in and slid off the bag. And
it's going to third, and he's going to be in there.
We can't show replays because
too fast.
Yeah,
you got to be ready with Rajai.
And Rob Johnson asking for interference with Scott Harrison to the plate. And Scott actually helped Johnson by backing up, but he backed right into it. Pitch was inside and opened up the lane for Johnson. Normally, you like the hitter to stand there and force the catcher to throw around him. Steal home, Rajai. Let's just keep it going.
Hit hard off the glove of Wilson, picked up by the other Wilson, and the out is recorded. Davis comes in to score, and the A's have the lead.
There's your Rajai run. Rajai tagging on the fly ball by Kurt Suzuki. And again, the hard slide with the left foot going in, feet first, got the foot on the bag, and then the right foot caught the bag. And the next pitch, a stolen base. And the next pitch, hard hit ball by Scott Harrison off one Wilson to the other Wilson to first base.
Beltre with a diving play, and that's the third out. 4 runs for the A's. They do it on 3 hits. One of those hits, Cliff Pennington's 2-run homer. So we're headed to the 4th. It's the A's 4 and the Mariners 3. third, so top of the fourth inning. Brett Anderson to work. He will face Jack Wilson, Josh Wilson, and Rob Johnson. First pitch is a strike. Wilson, a single and a run scored in the second inning. Well, we are very thrilled to be joined in the booth by Grant Green, the A's first-round draft pick in this year's amateur draft. And Grant, by the ballpark today, taking BP, and he has popped up to see us. So thanks for coming by. Congratulations on being part of the Oakland A's.
Well, thank you, thank you.
You took us right down to the last minute, of course, but we had confidence that you and your representatives and Billy Beane would all get together. But, exciting time. You're a professional baseball player. How does it feel?
Feels great. It's about time. It's been long enough.
But Glenn said we're thrilled, but how thrilled are you to now being a professional instead of going back to school?
Oh, I'm stoked. It's been a dream come true. I mean, I've only played about 3 or 4 games, but a couple of the best games I've had.
Now, I have to ask you, you're drafted, now you sit and you wait and you wait and you wait. How hard was that to wait and decide, or haven't decided, I guess, whether you're going to sign, go back to school, and just to go through that period of time for you?
Extremely stressful. It would be an understatement, actually. I mean, I don't think I got sleep 4 days before the signing deadline. Up to 4 o'clock in the morning the night before. It was not fun.
But did you know your representative usually waits the last minute?
Oh, yeah, we knew it. And we knew he was going to do his job, but still, even knowing that, it was still extremely stressful.
Yeah. It's understandable. Well, I have to tell you that Cliff Pennington, as soon as he signed, came up. He's in the big leagues now, and usually we have the number ones to come up, and it doesn't take them long before they're in the big leagues. So we hope that's the same for you.
Well, so do I.
Yeah. So you're in Stockton. You played a handful of games in Stockton, correct?
Yeah, I played about 3 games, only DH though for some reason.
And what's the next phase for you?
I'll go Stockton last 2 games, DH again, go home for a week, and then I'll go out to Instructs, which I think is 5 weeks or so in Arizona.
Little batting practice, big league diamond. Were you nervous?
Taking VP, no. I was more nervous throwing the ball around the infield first, and you could tell if you were out there watching. The first 2 throws went a little awry, but after that settled down, and VP was fun though.
That's great.
Now, just looking at you, and we were talking, I was asking you about your height and your weight, and you talked about putting weight on. How will you do it?
I think with an actual strength and conditioning program. I mean, we had a pretty good one up at SC, but it really wasn't to a major league type. I mean, major league type standard. So hopefully with that, I'll be able to put on at least 5 or 10 pounds. And when I actually get the old man strength coming in, hopefully that'll add a little bit more.
Old man strength. What is that? Jeez, when you turn 20, 21 or something?
Well, hopefully if it's when I'm about turn 22 or 23, hopefully I'll be able to get it.
Well, you talked to Bob Alejo. Did you get a chance to meet Bob, the A's strength and conditioning coach? I'm sure you will if you have not, and he'll put you on a nice program that I'm sure is really going to help you build up the strength and the weight that you are going to want and need, and help you, especially as you progress.
And you can start hitting balls deep into the seats in life. That's what we're
When did you start using a wooden bat?
Probably sophomore year of high school.
At what? I mean, you use aluminum in the games, but it's going to be the final out. So we'll just stick around.
Yeah, we'll continue our conversation with the A's first-round draft pick Grant Green when we come back, and it's a 3-up, 3-out inning for Brett Anderson. Ellis will lead it off. It'll be Ellis, Cust, and Barton as we continue our conversation with Grant Green, the A's first-round draft pick from this season. Grant, 3 terrific years at USC. Tell us about your time down in Southern California. I know it's a great baseball program down there.
No, it was the most fun I think I've had in probably my whole life. I mean, the whole college experience. If there's any high schoolers out there thinking about going pro ball first, I'd tell them go college, have fun for 3 years. I mean, the pros, big league's always going to be waiting for you. And so, I mean, that was 3 of the most fun years I've ever had.
And good competition. Stanford and UCLA, Arizona. I mean, there's good Arizona State. You're playing a pretty good opponent every weekend, right, in the Pac-10?
Oh, yeah. The Pac-10 is probably one of the most stacked conferences out there, especially for college baseball. I mean, I think the only thing that really could probably beat them is the ACC with North Carolina, Florida State, and all them, but Pac-10's definitely way up there.
You know what? We need a scouting report because the A's made a big trade, Matt Holliday. And they got Brett Wallace. Brett Wallace, #1 draft pick last year at Arizona State, so that means you played against him for a couple years. What can you tell us about Brett Wallace? Because we're expecting big things from him.
Brett Wallace is probably the best college hitter I think I've ever seen.
That's what we like to hear.
He did just some stupid stuff with the bat I've never seen before, and I'm actually happy that I'll be able to be on the same team as him finally and not have to try to play defense against him.
So big, strong left-handed hitter, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he took a 2-0 curveball from a lefty over our left center field wall. And it looked like he barely hit the thing.
Yeah. Well, we've heard lots of good things about him. Off the end of the bat toward first, Lopez has it.
Grant, you were talking about swinging the wooden bat, and curious when you say as a sophomore, what type of league or how did you use a wooden bat? Because obviously you used aluminum during college. How did you work that in?
I always took it with BP. I mean, my dad told me at that time that it was time to get used to the wood bat. I mean, it kind of helps refine the swing. You know, you have such a real small sweet spot, so
they break easier too, right?
Yeah, they break a little bit easier, but it really helps with the swing, and it kind of gets you used to a metal bat and kind of the sweet spot.
You know, I was talking and have talked to our equipment manager, Steve Vucinich, and he's talked about so many major league players are using very light bats because of the aluminum bats, because you have the lighter bat. What did you use? And I guess at Stockton, using the wooden bat now, how have you seen as far as the size of the bat you're using and the kind of the differences playing in actual games and using the wooden bat?
I would say I use a P72, which, like you said, is one of those smaller bats. And I've been told that a lot of guys that come into pro ball for like their first year, they use them because that's what they're used to. Right. And I've experimented a little bit during BP with the heavier bats, and I've actually started to like a couple of them. And it looks like next year, especially when I go to Instructs, I'm going to experiment a little bit more and find a bat that has enough head on it that, you know, I can actually swing and it'll feel good.
Jack Cust gets a base hit through the shift. So that's hit number 5 for the A's as we are talking with Grant Green, the A's #1 draft pick this season.
You're saying you've gotten a spring training invite to Major League Camp. How much are you looking forward to that?
About just as much as I was looking forward to today. I mean, it's going to be an exciting time. I'm going to get to be back out there with all those guys that were out there today. It was a good group of guys, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, spring training will be here before you know it. So is it strange, though, thinking that you're playing baseball now, and that's what you do? You don't have to go to class. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You're a professional baseball player. You're getting paid to do this. Has it sunk in yet?
Not yet. Yeah. I heard that it'll start sinking in when you see your bank account for the first time, but you know, it's starting to sink in just a little by little. You know, I have a lot of friends that are still up at SC, and they're going to class and doing the baseball and all that, and I'm sitting in the hotel room while they're in class. So it's fun, though. I mean, it's a dream come true, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
So your parents, I guess, and I would think they're saying, now, son, you're going to finish your college education, right?
Yeah, or at least Mom is. Dad doesn't really care as of right now. Mom really wants me to finish, though.
Cust takes off, and he is out trying to steal. Rod Johnson throws out Jack Cust. 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
Right over the top, and Jack Cuss going on first move. Johnson just took his time, perfect throw, and actually relatively easy caught stealing. Now, tell us your major, how much time you need to get your degree.
My major is a PPD. It's public administration, kind of like a public business. And I need about, I think it's a year and a half. I mean, I can take the 2 econ classes in the off season. I don't know if I'm going to, but I can.
Of course you will.
But I think it's about need a year and a half.
Yeah. So would you do that back at SC so you can watch the football games and everything this fall?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I would, yeah. It depends on how much time I get, though.
I'm sure Mom will make sure you get your degree.
Yeah, if it was her way, I'd be done with it before I even would have signed. But
well, it's a great opportunity, and especially to be number 1 and to get it done, even though it took a long time to do it, and you missed part of the season. But I'm sure you'll make up for it in the Instructional League and what you're doing at Stockton. And we look forward to seeing you up here sooner than later. I think Barry Zito might have been the quickest, okay, that we had. Barry was up here, and I remember the one comment he made, and he signed relatively fast, was, I want to start playing, so I want to get back up here. And he got here, and he's still here and making a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, he's making, although it's across the bay, but he's still making a lot of money.
I remember when Barry was standing, because he was here with Gerald Laird.
Yeah.
Gerald Laird, I think, was their 2nd-round pick maybe that year, or maybe they signed him a little later. But I remember those two standing down by the dugout. And I guess that would have been, 1997? 6, 7, 8, whatever. But I do remember that.
I can see when you get up here, Brad, there'd be sellout crowds and maybe even a new stadium.
Oh, that would be nice. I heard all about it. You know, that would.
I'm sure you have.
That'd be a major treat.
Yeah, you could usher in a new stadium.
That's right.
Gutierrez coming in, still coming in. He's not going to get it. Barton will go to third, and it's 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. So Cliff Pennington has a homer and a single. Cliff Pennington, just like our guest Grant Green, a #1 pick out of a major college program, Texas A&M for Cliff Pennington.
Getting a great opportunity, showing it defensively, and tonight swinging the bat very well. It's a home run and dumps one into center field.
Adam Kennedy.
How many positions have you played, or just the one?
Short mostly. I think the only time I haven't played short was freshman year out in the Cape. We had Gordon Beckham at short.
It's third baseman.
Yeah, not back in college. It wasn't, unfortunately. So we had him. We had a real good team that year, and so they had me play a lot of first, second, a little bit of third here and there.
But shortstop ideally would be the position.
Oh, my heart's at short.
Yeah. But you are willing to.
Oh yeah, I mean, the only way if they tell me right now that I'm never going to play short, I got to play the outfield to get up to the big leagues. Give me an outfielder's glove, I'll run out there right now.
Yeah. It's a good attitude, because that's. I mean, there's no doubt with all the players signing, competition. So it's just finding the best place, and as you say, get up here as quickly as possible, because this is where it happens. There's no doubt.
Kennedy a walk and a double, and he scored a run in the 3rd inning. 3rd inning is when the A's scored their 4 runs. 2-1. Lots of pitches tonight for both our starters, French and Anderson. Base hit center field. A run will score. Pennington to 3rd. 5-3 Athletics. Kennedy gets RBI number 52 on the year.
Well, Luke French gave up 1 hit in the first 2 innings, but Derek Barton, who's walked twice, has scored twice. And it looks like Don Wakamatsu has seen enough from his left-hander tonight.
So the manager is coming out. And we're going to have a pitching change, and we're going to wish Grant Green good luck and say goodbye. Grant, thanks for stopping up. Good luck this year. Right? And next year,
see you back here soon.
See you in spring training.
Oh, yeah. Have fun.
So Grant Green, the A's #1 draft pick in 2009, has been our guest. They have knocked out the starting pitcher, Luke French. So French had a good first 2 innings, but innings 3 and 4, nothing but trouble as the A's have knocked him around, and it's now Jason Vargas who takes over here in the 4th.
17th appearance for the lefty. He's allowed 14 home runs, 90 hits, and 79 2/3 innings. So if he didn't come in and start out of the stretch, he'd probably be in it very quickly, according to those numbers. 24 walks, so a few base runners.
So 3 hits and a walk. A's have a run. Remember, Jack Cuss was caught stealing this. Pennington at third, Kennedy at first. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Well, that was fun talking to the youngster.
Nice young man.
Grant Green, very nice young man. We wish him the best of luck. And
he's not shy with the microphone. I mean, we're talking, so it's, as he said, the college experience. And got to do what Mom says, though. If she wants you to finish the school, you better somehow get the degree. And Shaquille O'Neal did it. That's right. Promised to his mother.
That's right.
Did it a few years later. Well, I would have to say that, as he was telling us, right down to the wire, not worrying about whether he was going to sign or not. But I don't think there was any doubt that he wanted to sign.
Sure.
And I think you get to the point of saying, get it done.
Well, yeah.
Get it done. I don't care. Sign if it takes going down to the final, but I'm going to sign and get the contract done.
And he was, I mean, how many of the first-round draft picks signed right at the deadline?
Yeah.
There was 15 of them? Well,
yeah.
half of them.
His representative had half, but he was probably had 3 phones working at the same time.
Yeah. Change-up, swing and a miss. Davis strikes out, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. Even though the Mariners do not know that it's the 3rd out of the inning, but I can tell them that it is. 5-3 A's. A's 5, Mariners 3, top of the 5th inning. A's were down 3-0 after 2. They scored 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. So the lead is with the Athletics. Brett Anderson faces Ichiro, Gutierrez, and Lopez. Ichiro, a ground out and a base hit. Foul ball, and it's 1-2.
Seeing Grant Green down on the field taking batting practice. Go back a lot of years.
You did it, right?
Drafted by Cleveland and went to the stadium, the old Municipal Stadium, and took batting practice. And got to go upstairs and sit. I didn't go on TV or radio, but I sat in the press box with Bob Neiman and ate cheeseburgers all night.
Keep going.
Greatest cheeseburgers in the world at old Municipal Stadium. Greasy burgers, but what were they good?
And you were the #1 pick. You could eat as many as you want.
And I did too. I did. They probably thought, look at this thing. Normally you have steak. This guy's just chomping down on the cheeseburgers. And anybody that's been to Municipal Stadium or was at the old place, the old cheeseburgers behind the press box, and they were outstanding. Couldn't wait to go back the next day.
There wasn't a lot of health food choices at Municipal Stadium, if I remember correctly.
Weren't a lot of people either.
No. If you were going to go get some food at the concession stand or anywhere, it was probably going to have some grease on it. Brett Anderson has retired 5 in a row.
I left Cleveland and went to Reading, Pennsylvania, played Double-A baseball in June, finished out the season. I saw pitches I never even thought existed. Sliders, curveballs.
And this young man will see those.
Oh, yeah. The old story was, called home and said, I'm coming home. I can't hit this curveball. Well, they threw a lot of different pitches. And now, of course, the split finger fastball and a rare strikeout by Ichiro. That's back-to-back games that Ichiro struck out.
And that is 6 strikeouts now for Brett Anderson.
Very hard slider, and this is the key. Look how hard he throws the slider. And Ichiro with the open stance and flying open down the batter's box, and could not reach and make contact with this hard slider from Brett Anderson. All he was trying to do is just slap the ball, maybe even make contact, stay alive.
Just a bit low to Gutierrez.
I asked Ichiro about this. I said, do you check your bats after it? I said, yeah. Checks to see where the ball's hit. Cleans it, you know, and it's back up in the gun bag.
Yep.
He brings 2 out for batting practice. Swing 1, he sits both of them down, and whenever he goes up to swing, he has them right next, very protective of his weapon, his bat. You can understand why.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Argue with the guy? Say, come on, it's just a bat. What's the big deal?
The surgeon with scalpels too. So what's the big deal? It's the way it feels.
That's exactly right. Jack Cust is right there. Gutierrez is out.
Limited offer on 2008 season tickets is available right now. The first 100 new accounts to place a $150 per seat deposit will receive an authentic Rickey Henderson jersey. You can choose from a variety of ticket plans, and flexible payment options are also available. Offer valid for new accounts only. Minimum 2 deposits per account. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or go to oaklandathletics.com.
Want to know to Jose Lopez. And he lines one to right, and that's going to get down for a hit. Cust over to cut it off. Lopez with a 2-out single.
Oh, he's seen Lopez pull the balls in left field seats, but also good swing with a fastball away Open stance, closes up, and takes the fastball away to right center.
Mike Sweeney.
So here's Sweeney, who's had a good night. A home run in the second, a single in the third. Mike Sweeney has 19 hits in his last 45 at bats. That's an average over 400.
Well, there's no doubt Mike Sweeney did not want to finish his career last year. He was injured throughout some of the season for the Athletics, but that would have been a bad taste in his mouth, especially to finish with 199 home runs. Walk away and not play anymore. So had a chance with Seattle, got his body healthy, and
he can hit.
He can definitely hit.
3 for 3 for Sweeney. And this is what he did in the second inning.
Again, the fastball inside. Suzuki set up, and no doubt.
Kurt Young's going to have a chat. Brad Ziegler is going to get a little extra time to warm up. 2 out hits by Lopez and Sweeney.
Jerry Blevins was up in the second, and last night A's had bullpen activity early in the game as well with Clayton Mortensen on the mound. He gave up 4 in the second inning, but he did a great job. Other than the 4-run second inning, the other 6 innings he pitched only 2 singles. 13 ground ball out. Same for Brett Anderson tonight. 3 runs in the second. That's all he's given up. 1 hit last inning, a couple this inning.
Beltre's the hitter. Strike to Beltre. A walk and a strikeout for the third baseman. Just a bit inside, but a good pitch from Anderson. 1-1, 94 miles an hour. Off his foot. Anderson ahead in the count. Each team was 7 hits in the game. The Mariners have made the only error. Slider, and Beltre just barely stays alive. Another foul ball on a slider. Long look in by Anderson. Now he's ready. And did it hit Beltre? Somehow it did not. I'm not quite sure how that didn't hit him.
Skipped a lot of rope when he was a child, and definitely able to skip over the baseball here. Definitely at his feet, got under his left foot and missed his right. Get down to the ankles and got the shin guard on his left shin, but definitely would have missed it. And ankles are pretty hard to get to.
Fastball inside, so now it's full. That'll give the runners a head start.
Well, he's fouled off some tough sliders, but I'd have to say he's got to be thinking fastball. Whereas the slider makes a pretty good pitch.
3-2. Off the hands. And Brett Anderson will get out of the inning. Mariners strand a pair. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up. 5-3 Athletics. Stopper wear black shoes when the A's are the only team in the Major League Baseball that wears the stylish white cleats. I don't know. Guys in the truck think maybe those shoes don't look like they're leather, so they'd be a little bit more difficult to clean.
I can't. Is that the only question they could come up with for tonight?
I guess.
Do you have an answer, Delaire? That's a good point. Delaire said he's not on the roster, so he doesn't have to wear white shoes. And they're not leather.
Beltre cannot make the play, but Jack Wilson does, and he throws out Suzuki. So one out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, Beltre, but then Wilson, a great play, but that's actually off the glove from Beltre. You know the amazing thing, and I don't know if we have a shot of it, Josh Wilson was backing up first base. The second baseman was all the way in foul territory.
He deserves some credit for that.
He was sprinting. I saw, where was this guy? He was backing up the play, and that is hustle. I guess we'll have to talk to Steve Lucinich about why Stumper does not wear white shoes. Watch the save. There's Josh Wilson behind Lopez backing up. And as it would say, Josh Wilson said, I had nothing to do, so might as well back up. Yeah. So we see left and right fielders back up occasionally.
Hairston gets out in front and hits one high and foul right into the A's bullpen. So 0-2 to Hairston. But keep the questions coming at csncalifornia.com. Of course, we like to have those questions. It's always nice to have a few choices to pick from.
Yeah, and we'd like to have an answer. Because I had no clue why Stomper. Maybe if I see Stomper, I'll ask him, but somebody will have to talk for him because Stomper doesn't talk.
Exactly. You find me a mascot who talks, and then we got a story. 2 outs here in the 5th. As Hairston, second time an ace hitter has struck out tonight. So Garciaparra will hit.
Let's see, down in Anaheim, it was it Bell, whose grandfather was Bozo the Clown?
Yes.
Is this what it was?
I think, yeah, his grandfather.
Wonder what Bozo wore. Big old
shoes, yeah.
Big old shoes.
They were like size 29. Lopez, the basket catch, this time it works. Side, retired. 3 up, 3 down inning for Jason Vargas. 6th inning coming up, 5-3 A's. More good work today.
He knows he's on TV.
Of course he does. He's smooth, man. Is winning for the Community Poker Challenge Tournament. That was today. And he raised $2,740 for the Oakland Athletic League baseball programs, the high schools here in Oakland. $2,740 were raised. Again, it was the Winning for the Community Poker Challenge. So it was started by Ken Cork, his idea. So we appreciate that from Kenny.
You know who the winner was, don't you?
Yeah. Assistant General Manager for the Oakland Athletics, David Forrest. He was in it for the duration, man. So, nice job today by everybody involved.
Well, you said Assistant General Manager Billy Beane, or David Forrest. I would have to say about Billy Beane, wondering what his Assistant General Manager does to be able to play cards that well. I know David works hard, but that must be a pretty good card player as well.
We're going to ask him about that next time we see him.
Ask Billy. That's who we want to ask.
2-2 to Bill Hall. Brad Ziegler takes over for Brett Anderson. Hall swings and misses, and he's got the hat trick tonight. 7 strikeouts for A's pitchers.
Brad Ziegler with the frisbee took a lot off the pitch, and Hall opened stance, closed it, and then flailed that ball out of the strike zone.
First pitch to Jack Wilson. Bounce to Kennedy, who was playing in on the grass. 2 outs. Josh Wilson will hit. So Brett Anderson, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts is what I have him
Second baseman, Josh Wilson.
All 6 of his strikeouts were swinging. See, when I see all 6 of the strikeouts were swinging, there's a decent chance that all 6 of those third strikes were probably out of the strike zone. Especially with Brett Anderson and the way he buries that breaking pitch down and into right-handed hitters.
What I think was Bill Hall, his first strikeout, and he stuck a fastball by him 3-2, and he's probably looking for the breaking pitch. But it wasn't a strikeout. They got Adrian Beltre along at bat to end last inning. Slider got it in his hands, jammed him, and easy ground ball to first for the third and final out, and final out for Brett Anderson.
One-two pitch to Josh Wilson. Flips one over Mark Ellis's head. Cuss coming in, and Cuss dives, and it pops out of his glove. It's a base hit for Josh Wilson, but a ball that probably should have been caught.
Mark Ellis ranging a long way into right field. He's not hit that hard, so Ellie going out, Jack Cuss coming in, and if Jack took his eye off the ball with Ellis coming hard, he got him on the heel of the glove. And boy, I always say, anytime you go in the slide, I think it's hard to concentrate on catching the baseball with your body moving, especially going to the ground.
Yeah, I said dive. I meant to say slide. Well, we always marveled at Mark Kotze, who played such a terrific center field for the A's. And he never dove for a ball because he didn't have to. Plus, diving's hard on your body.
Very hard. Only one guy wasn't hard on. That's Ricky Henderson. Diving head first and all the stolen bases.
0-2 to Rob Johnson. Johnson a 2-run single in the second and a fly ball to center field in the fourth. Inside, 1-2. Ziegler with a look and another look. Now he's ready, and that pitch is right on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. A couple of strikeouts for Ziegler. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th, 5-3 A's. $5 burger with grilled pineapple is back at Carl's Jr. The youngster's looking good. Dressed out in A's gear, as many of the fans that come to the Coliseum, that's what they do. That's what you're supposed to do. Ellis, Custon, Barton for the A's here in the bottom of the 6th inning. All the games in the American League are final now, except for this one. Give you a quick run through. The White Sox beat the Red Sox 5-1. Second straight win for the White Sox over Boston. Floyd the winner. Wakefield takes the loss.
They were hopeful that he could come back and help them. Wakefield's been injured quite a bit lately. Got to get the veteran back.
Gavin Floyd retired the first 17 batters in that game. He ended up getting the win with 11 strikeouts. But the Texas Rangers had a chance to pick up a game in that wild card, and they did not. Baltimore beat Texas 5-4 tonight.
How'd they win that? Because Rangers were leading late. You say?
Ichiro back and over. He's got it. That was not. I did see that as well. So. But Baltimore 5, Texas 4. Melvin Mora hit a home run, had 3 RBIs.
Jack Cust.
Angels won 2-1 again over Kansas City. This one in 11 innings. Eric Ibar knocked in the game-winning hit in the top of the 11th inning. That was Greinke and Lackey, the matchup in that one. Neither of them got a decision. So Boston, I'm talking about the AL wild card. Boston loses, Texas loses, Tampa Bay loses. The top 3 teams. Tampa Bay lost 8-6 to the Tigers. Cust to right. Ichiro near the wall, and he caught
it. Too much topspin.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Kind of knocked it down.
Jack looked like it sounded great, but the top spin that he puts on the ball, that sounded like it's going to be a home run. Ichiro did not think so, got to it, and unlike Gutierrez last night, who tipped the ball over the fence, Ichiro got to it with the extra step and pulled it down.
Here's Barton. Barton gets jammed. Wilson, second baseman, takes care of it, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jason Vargas, who has retired all 7 hitters that he has faced. the Baseball Hall of Fame. Sometimes we throw our opinion in there, sometimes we don't. I say, no question about it.
I'd say you're right.
He's going to play 3 more years. At least his contract says he's going to play 3 more years. So he's not near done yet.
Now he's got several more years.
Brian Sweeney is now in the game in right field for Jack Cust. Ichiro is 1 for 3 in the ball game tonight. So he is now 8 hits short of his 9th straight 200 hit season. And he's 3 hits short of the 2,000 hits here in the big leagues in the United States. So he's going to get 2,000 hits, over 2,000 hits in 9 years.
And he's not going to walk to try to help his on base percentage. He will be swinging, as he just swung at a changeup. Fred Anderson threw him a great slider his last at bat, chased it.
And how about that? Yep. That is Ichiro, vintage Ichiro. So he's 2 for 4.
Fastball away after looking silly on a changeup. Hand-eye coordination, the bat control. And you can see his body moving, but his bat never moves until he starts to swing, and more times than not will make contact.
Leadoff hitter board for Franklin Gutierrez. Hitless tonight is Gutierrez. 2 for 12 in the series. Ichiro, decent late. Ziegler goes over that way.
Talking to Ty Van Berkeley, of course, hitting coach for the A's last 2 years. Now, Don Wakamatsu's bench coach, and back to Ichiro, said he's never seen a player work out as much as he does. He said even on the road, off days, they say to him the next day, what'd you do on your off day? And he said, went to the stadium and worked out.
Wow.
So dedicated. And I would say pretty good player to try to follow, emulate as far as his major league career and his work ethic.
But he's 35 years old, Ray, and that's why you think he's in such great shape. Why couldn't he play 5-6 more years?
At least.
At least. I mean, really. Again, his contract goes through 2012.
Well, he's not going to gain a lot of weight and lose a step or 2. I mean, he might lose a step or 2, but not because of his conditioning and his weight gain.
And when you talk about power hitters later in their career, they lose a little bat speed, which obviously brings your production down. But I don't think about bat speed when you think about Ichiro. I think it's a little bit of a different deal.
Well, he would have to lose bat control.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not going to happen.
No, he will. That part won't change.
Two and 2 to Gutierrez. On deck is Lopez and then Sweeney. Ichiro not running, and that one's outside. 3 and 2. "24 pitches for Brad Ziegler. Michael Wirtz is loosening up. 24 pitches spread out over 2 innings, of course. Ziegler pitched the 6th, and now here into the 7th. 3-2. Ichiro not running, and it's inside, and it's a walk. So a single and a walk to start the 7th for Seattle. Bob Guerin has made the move. So Michael Wirtz will come in here in the 7th, and he will face Jose Lopez. It's a 5-3 game. Visit CashCreek.com for details.
Jose Lopez.
Michael Wirtz comes in. He's got a little bit of a mess to try to clean up. 2 on, nobody out. The Mariners trailing 5-3. Wirtz will face Lopez. Lopez 1 for 3. He had a base hit in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss at a slider. Lopez is 2 for 13 in this series. Terrific numbers for Michael Wirtz. 6 of 1 with a 3.17 ERA. Wirtz pitched in last night's game. Bounce to Kennedy. Kennedy will go to 2nd for 1. Ellis, the turn, not quite in time.
Once Mark Ellis got the ball, not much of a chance to throw out Lopez. Kennedy with the throw to second base, but Ellie could not get a lot on the throw because the runner Gutierrez getting on it very quickly. Good stretch by Derek Barton, not the splits, but still a very good stretch, not enough time.
So here's a big at bat in the game. Sweeney steps in. Swing and a miss at the slider. Sweeney is 3 for 3 in the game. A homer in the 2nd, a single in the 3rd, a single in the 5th. This time Sweeney does not chase the slider. 1-1.
Thinking about the years Mike Sweeney spent with the Kansas City Royals, it seemed like every time he came up, there was always concern about him doing something against the A's. After After all the years with the Royals, spent last year with Oakland and now this year with the Mariners.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. We always had good power all over the field.
Yes, Ted Barrett, if it was a strike, and this one actually pretty close to being a strike had he not swung at it, but a good slider from Michael Wirtz. And probably will continue to throw the slider. Pretty good career for Mike. Could have been a lot better without so many injuries.
Just gets a piece of that slider, bounces it foul to stay alive. Another 1-2. Fastball just a bit high. Sweeney's best year statistically was 2000. He hit .333 with 29 home runs and 144 runs batted in. He had 206 hits. That was his career high in home runs for a season. He did that another time and RBIs. But he had a good run.
Those are MVP
Kansas City
numbers
Royals. Yeah, no question. Three and two. See if Lopez takes off from first. 1 out. Throw over there, and he dives back. A single, a walk, and a fielder's choice so far here in the top of the 7th inning. Rajai Davis 4 or 5 steps toward right center. Lopez not going, and swing and a miss. He struck him out. A slider, and he missed it. And it looked like it was going to be a strike either way.
And Mike Sweeney knew he was going to get it. Michael Wirtz knew he was going to throw it. Just a good pitch. And Mike could not make contact. A good break. And see the frustration for Mike Sweeney.
So here's Adrian Beltre. Outside to Beltre.
Mike Sweeney 3 for 3 before this last at bat, and that's why they were saying, "What have you done for me your last at bat?"
Yeah, and that's the one that he's going to remember.
Remember, yeah. First and third, chance to pull the club to within 1, if not more. And Michael Wirtz made a perfect pitch.
Strike with a fastball, 1-1 to Beltre.
Beltre looking at Ted Barrett and probably thinking it's a little bit low. Had the plate. The look was priceless.
In the dirt, swing and a miss, 1-2.
The look of
That's one way to do it.
Well, that's 1-1 the count versus 2-0 if it's called a ball.
Ichiro at third, Lopez at first, 1-2. And that one stays high, 2-2. Bounced off the mound, works bare hands, juggles it a little bit, but throws in time to get Beltre side retired. So the A's get out of the jam. 7th inning stretch. 5-3 Athletics. Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at the Oakland Coliseum. A very nice pregame ceremony. When the ball game started, it was Mike Sweeney who got the Mariners on the board with his 6th home run of the year. It ended up being a 3-run second inning as Rob Johnson had a bases loaded single to knock in a pair. But then the A's started their comeback. Cliff Pennington, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 3-2. The A's were not done in that inning. They would score 2 more times. A Kurt Suzuki sacrifice fly and a Scott Hairston RBI ground out. The A's added a run in the 4th. So that is where we are at. 3-9-1 for Seattle. 5-7-0 for the Athletics. AT&T, it's the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Miguel Batista takes over, his 47th appearance on the year. He has been strictly out of the bullpen this year for the Seattle Mariners. We have a couple rough years in Seattle in the rotation. So Batista faces Pennington, Kennedy, and Davis. Batista takes over for Jason Vargas, who did a nice job. Vargas, the left-hander, 2 1/3. No hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. One and 2 to Pennington, who has homered and singled.
And as a switch hitter, you have a chance to hit a home run from both sides of the plate in the same game. He's got it from the right side, his first of his career.
Did he do it? Ichiro back. It's going to be over his head. It's going to be up against the wall. Ichiro gets a good bounce. He fires it back in, but Pennington has a leadoff double. So Cliff Pennington is 3 for 3.
Oh, very still with 2 strikes. They try to go inside with a breaking ball. And good swing again. This one from the left side. Gotta like it. Hit over Ichiro's head. You're doing something.
So Adam Kennedy an RBI chance. He's knocked in a run this game with a single. That was in the 4th inning. Kennedy also doubled in the 3rd, walked in the 1st, so he's been on base all 3 times. 5 for 10 in the series. Bounce to the right side. Lopez is going to go to 3rd. Got him.
Well, he was safe, except he came off the bag. A very gutsy play by Lopez, because I didn't think he had any chance to get it. But I will say one thing, and not saying that Cliff Pennington did it, but sometimes you assume that with the ball to the right side, it's going to be an easy play. Foot just could not get back. See how he's running. He's running hard, but slide a little bit late, overslid the bag, and could not get his foot back on it.
Bounced over the mound. Wilson has it and throws. Got Rajai Davis. And just like that, the inning is over. That happened much too quickly. 5-3 after 7. Please drink responsibly. Eighth inning here at the Coliseum. Crowd of over 16,000 tonight. He's trying to beat the Mariners, something they have not done a lot of this year. These are 3-11 against Seattle. But they got a 5-3 lead tonight, 6 outs away from a victory. Bill Hall on the bunt attempt. He's called a strike. Hall, Jack Wilson, Josh Wilson. Remember, the Mariners have 5 left-handed hitters on their bench: Carp, Hanahan, Longerhands, Griffey, and Saunders. I would not be surprised if we see some of those guys. The A's know that as well. Craig Breslow starts to loosen up.
Ken Griffey Jr. scratched last night, a little swelling in the knee. So the 2 lefties starting tonight and tomorrow. Chances of him getting in the game, at least starting, kind of unlikely, but I would think available to pinch hit. By the way, who was that standing behind Ken Griffey Jr.?
Probably Raymond.
No doubt. You know that. Just off to the side, as he knows Griffey is an important major leaguer that eventually he will be on camera.
Swing and a miss on 3-1, so now it's 3-2. Bill Hall has struck out 3 times. Facing Michael Wirtz, when you're sitting on an 0-for-3 3-strikeout night, is not that great of an idea. 3-2. Hall just got a piece of it and rolled it foul. As we know, Wirtz is a strikeout machine.
True to form, he said spring training, forget about it. He does never has a good spring. But when the season starts, the slider starts to work, and we have seen that first 5.5 months of the season.
Another foul ball.
5 months in a week.
Having a good time at the ballpark.
Smile.
They looked good. The picture's going to turn out great. "3-2, swing and a miss, struck him out." 4 strikeouts for Bill Hall.
Time now for Carl's Jr. in your face, and Brett Anderson on the mound. And a good job handling his position. Josh Anderson right back up the middle, or Josh Wilson, that is. As Brett Anderson handled it, stumbled a little bit, and then threw out the speedy infielder. And like Brett taking a deep breath, saying, "Boy, glad I found my glove."
Up and into Jack Wilson.
So what's it called when you strike out 4 times?
The golden sombrero?
Who came up with that?
No, silver sombrero, isn't it? I think 5 is the golden sombrero.
I think 4 is.
Is it? We'll go sombrero. That's not why you're wearing the sombrero in that
No.
in that picture. Is
No,
it?
no.
Two and 1 to Jack Wilson. Now that's the sombrero.
It's a gold one too. It's a good.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Pennington charges, throws, 2 outs.
Second baseman, Josh Wilson.
So Josh Wilson will hit. Josh Wilson has been on base a couple times tonight. A walk in the second, a ground out in the fourth, and a single in the sixth. Two and 0. Right down the middle with a fastball to make it 2 and 1. There's a ball loose out in left field. So Scott Hairston will take care of that. Andrew Bailey loosening in the bullpen.
And that's one reason why the new stadiums would have the bullpens out of play, so you don't have to take time to retrieve baseballs. Of course, some good bullpen catchers are able to let one get away if you need the pitcher to get a few extra throws.
Sure.
Brandon Buckler pretty good at that. Let one go to down the left field and out of left field and play and grab another baseball, and the pitcher gets about 5 more tosses.
3-1 is a bit high, and Josh Wilson gets the walk. we're going to see Ken Griffey Jr.
Your attention, please, for the Mariners. Batting for Johnson. Number 24, Ken Griffey Jr.
With Griffey to hit here in the 8th, Bob Guerin's coming out. And he's going to make the move. Andrew Bailey, the closer's coming in with 2 outs here in the 8th, and he will face Griffey. In the on deck circle, the pinch hit 5-3, 2 outs. Griffey steps into the batter's box as the tying run, and he's going to do it against Andrew Bailey. So this will be a fun matchup.
The rookie and the vet. 58th appearance for Andrew Bailey. Looking for save number 22. 12 inning scoreless streak. He's perfect in August.
Griffey calls time. Josh Wilson is the runner at first.
Andrew Bailey saying, gosh, I can't believe all these flash balls are. I wonder if they're taking my picture.
Sure they are.
An all-star.
Curveball in for a strike to Griffey.
I would think when Ken Griffey Jr. went to the plate and pitching change was made, he thought he was going to be facing Craig Breslow.
Breslow warming up for quite a while. Hit hard on the ground, but Mark Ellis has it. And that'll do it. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's the A's 5 and the Mariners 3. Bottom of the 8th inning, the A's with a 5-3 lead over the Seattle Mariners. A couple of crooked numbers in the ball game, one for each team. The Mariners got 3 in the second, the A's got 4 in the third. Extra run in the fourth. Nothing since then. Miguel Batista, second inning of work. Suzuki, Hairston, Garciaparra. Kenji Jojima takes over behind the plate. Rob Johnson was pinch hit for. Just a bit outside to Suzuki. Kurt is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly that was in the third, picking up his 66th RBI of the year. Good fastball by Batista, 93 with some movement on it. Swing there by Suzuki, 1-2. Line drive. That's a base hit for Suzuki.
When a pitcher elevates a pitch like Batista did, that's usually the way it's hit. Got ahead in the count, but the 2-strike pitch up in the zone about bell tie. And a perfect stroke by Kurt Suzuki, straightaway center.
First hit for Suzuki, 9th for the A's. And that'll bring up Scott Hairston. Hairston is 0 for 3 with an RBI groundout. That was in the third inning. Strike for a slider.
Ted Barrett has liked the low strike tonight. Start pitch number 1. Brett Tomko would have liked it on Thursday.
Long look by Batista. Now he's ready. The pitch is low. 1-1 the count. Just one other game still going on. The Dodgers and the Padres down in Los Angeles. The Dodgers with a 4-2 lead. Everything else across both the National League and the American League is finished. Popped up. First baseman Jose Lopez. Will he go basket catch? He will not. So 1 away.
2 basket catches and 1 conventional over the head. He's 1 for 2 with a basket catches and 1 error.
1 for 2 is good if you're a hitter, bad if you're a fielder.
Exactly.
The Angels won their game and the Rangers lost, so the Angels lead 4.5 in the West. Detroit won, Minnesota won, Chicago won, the top 3 teams in the Central. So it's still a 6-game lead for Detroit. They're going to drop. Yes, it is. Perfect spot. Garciaparra has a hit. Suzuki to third.
Kurt Suzuki, another good job of reading the ball off the bat. Patterson's going to run for Nomar, but watch Kurt Suzuki, top of the screen. He gets about halfway, 3/4, and then takes off as he saw the 3 fielders converging on the ball, seeing that it was going to drop. And even though Suzuki, Ichiro got the ball, chance to throw out. Kurt Suzuki going to third. Great read by Kurt Suzuki.
Mark Ellis.
Here's Ellis. Nomar Garciaparra leaves the game 1 for 4.
Just like that, one throw over. Cliff Clavin has another uniform to clean.
Down around the knees. That's a strike to Mark Ellis. So I was saying the Tigers lead is 6 over the Twins and 7 over the White Sox. Yankees win, Boston loses, so that's an 8.5 game lead in the East for the Yankees. And that is the American League races. Ellis bends back out of the way.
Well, the A's could play a very important role in the outcome of the West, as they will play Texas here and Arlington. His fastball supposed to be down and away, was up and in. The A's will go to Anaheim, and the Angels will be here the final 3 of the season.
A's have 7 games left against the Rangers, and as Ray just said, 6 against the Angels. So indeed. And that wild card, Boston, Texas, Tampa Bay all lost. So Texas 2 back of Boston, Tampa Bay 6 back of the Red Sox. Texas missed an opportunity to pick up a game in that AL wild card. Line drive, left center field. That's up the alley. 1 run scores. Here comes Patterson. He will score. And Mark Ellis comes through with a big hit. 7-3 A's.
Now Mark Ellis with a double in the 2nd inning. The first hit off Luke French, and another fastball kind of center cut by Batista, and Mark Ellis did not miss it. 2 more runs batted in for Ellie, gives him 49. As Mike Gallego said, it gets very lonely at third base when he's not waving his arm.
Yep.
He likes to see a lot of visitors, and the running game the A's have been employing, then X stays busy. There's a no doubter to send Eric Patterson with his speed.
First at bat for Ryan Sweeney, who came in the game in right field, taking over for Jack Cust. So Sweeney hitting .278 with 6 homers and 39 runs batted in. He's got 22 doubles, 3 triples to go along with the 6 home runs.
A couple of more runs for Andrew Bailey to try to complete the save by pitching the 9th.
Derek Barton in the on-deck circle. 1-1 the count to Sweeney. Series finale is tomorrow. Gio Gonzalez and Doug Fister. Fister, tall right-hander who's pitched well since coming up from the minor leagues. Game coverage starts at 1 o'clock. He's pregame live at 12:30, so make sure you join us for that. Long run for everybody right down the line, and it's fair. It drops fair. Ellis to third, Sweeney to second with a double. The baseball had 3 players chasing it, and it had to deal with the foul line, and it landed fair.
And amazingly, James Hall, the third base umpire, could see the ball drop fair and call it as such.
It did.
It did hit the line, But Mark Ellis, it was hard for him to determine whether it was going to drop or not. And once it did, in fair, and Beltre picked the ball up with his strong arm, no chance to test it. He had to go halfway and back and forth, and he held by Mike Diego.
That's a tough read.
Yeah.
So now the A's are poised to add even more. 2 runs already in, 4 hits in the inning, 2 singles, 2 doubles. A's now with 12 hits in the ballgame. There's a strike.
But Derek Barton has had 2 big at bats tonight. He had the back-to-back walks in the 3rd and 4th, scored both times. That's going to be an even bigger and better time to come through with a hit with the infield playing in.
Two and one. Good take by Barton.
I always thought this is a tough time, and you really have to concentrate on making sure it's your at bat, because first base is open. Batista has the luxury of pitching Barton carefully to set up a possible double play. The infield moving back, but you can't assume that as a hitter. You have to go up with the idea that he's going to try to get you out and hit accordingly.
3-1. Pennington waits in the on-deck circle. He's at a big night, 3 for 3. Barton is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. They got a 3-1 fastball and fouled it down the left field line. Barton back in, slightly open stance, waiting for the payoff pitch from Batista. And he drives one, left center field. Nobody's going to get it. 2 more runs will score, and the A's have busted it open, 9-3.
Yeah, Derek Barton did a great job staying on the ball, and even though he got a fastball, he was not going to try to pull it and hit the ball. He decided to go to the opposite field, and a great shot left center, as was the case with Mark Ellis. So great hitting, Mark Ellis making sure as he went back to tag. And right behind him was Ryan Sweeney.
Here's Pennington. 5 hits in the inning, 4 runs.
Andrew Bailey looked in the bullpen, as there are times when Andrew got a big out in the 8th inning and somebody else pitched the 9th, but
well, they talk about easy saves. Bailey had to work in the 8th, but now it would turn out to be a very easy save, and we'll see if he gets to go back out there.
I think he should. He's, you know, he got the big out.
He's oiled up, right? Ready to go.
Plus, it'd be number 22 for him, because even though the A's have taken a bigger lead, it's still a safe situation because he got out of the 8th inning.
We're going to call it the March to 30. How about that?
Absolutely.
We're trying our best to get Andrew Bailey 30 saves. We think it would look good on the stat sheet. Two and 2 to Pennington, and now 3-2. I was just looking to see the last time that Bailey pitched right. The last time he pitched was Monday night.
Not a rest.
Yeah.
And it is a full moon.
What does that have to do with Andrew Bailey going back out?
Going out with a bigger lead. Anytime there's a full moon and you have a 6-run lead, and it's a save situation because you got out of the 8th inning.
Okay, all right. I
That's what it
you.
is.
It just didn't go together. I said Andrew Bailey hasn't pitched since Monday, and you said
There it
it's a
is.
full moon.
There it is.
So now I get it. So he's got to go back out now.
I mean, and there's a full moon. You have some strange things happening, but this has been a very good game played by the A's tonight.
Outside, he walked him. Pennington has been on base all 4 times. Single, double, homer, and a walk. Forgot to mention that he needed a triple for the cycle. My mistake. Well, Don Wakamatsu does not want to have to bring in another pitcher, but he's going to. As Miguel Batista's ERA takes a beating here as we got a new pitcher.
Hello.
And 10,000 fans will receive a 2009 A's team photo brought to you by Comerica Bank. Get tickets online, oaklandathletics.com, or call 877-493-BALL.
Here's Adam Kennedy, and he will face Randy Messenger, the new pitcher for the Mariners. French, Vargas, Batista, and now Messenger. Miguel Batista just a third of an inning. 5 hits and 4 runs so far. Barton is his, and Pennington is his. To left field. Hall went back, but now he comes in. He's got it for the second inning. So Adam Kennedy, 2 for 4. 5th appearance for Messenger.
Davis.
Bounced around a little bit. Spent some time with the Giants. The Marlins. He's a big guy. Here's Rajay Davis. Just a bit high.
Think of Batista's first inning, which was the last inning, how it happened so quickly. The double, then the third. Pennington out at third, double play, inning over, and you figure it's going to be a relatively easy inning for him in the 8th. Keep it a close game, but credit to the A's, a very good inning. Coming up with the 4 hits, and so far they've added 4 runs. So big opposite field hits by the Athletics.
2-0 to Davis. And now 3-0. Rajay Davis is 1 for 4. Had a single and scored a run in the 3rd. Also stole a base. That was his 31st steal of the year. Good swing there by Davis. He got a fastball. A little up, and he took a good rip. Fouls it back. So a full count, 2 outs. Barton and Pennington, the 2 runners, will take off. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Davis strikes out, but the A's busted open. They score 4 times on 5 hits. 9th inning coming up, 9-3 Athletics. A's 9, Mariners 3, and we have reached the 9th inning. It'll be the top of the order for Seattle. Andrew Bailey got that final out of Ken Griffey Jr. in the 8th inning, stranding a run. At that time, Griffey was the tying run, but then the A's dropped the 4 spot in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch to Ichiro is high. Santiago Casilla starts to warm up out in the A's bullpen. 2-0. Couple of hits tonight for Ichiro Suzuki. Make it 3. So Ichiro, his 3rd hit. He is now 1 hit away from 2,000.
You know, with the we talked about Andrew Bailey, of course, he's 7 1/3 innings of scoreless streak he's got working right now. Well, Ichiro's going to walk to second because of indifference. They're not going to hold him on. You know, here's a situation where pretty good chance Bailey's going to give up a run.
Yeah.
Just because Ichiro's going to lead off, is at first base, they're not going to hold him on. So it's a question when he does run to get to second. And he would have to wait until to make sure that the hitter does not swing because he never wants to run into a line drive double play.
1-0 to Gutierrez. 2-0. Kurt Suzuki dashes out to the mound to have a quick chat with Bailey. Now he's back. There's Casilla. There's a strike. 2-1. I'm guessing that he's a fan of Ichiro.
I'm guessing he'll be out here tomorrow just hoping that Ichiro gets one more hit.
That's right. He's got his jersey on. He's got a sign that has Ichiro on. He's kissing the sign.
It's a weak cap, though. I don't know about that. Put some fishing lures in it, might be better.
Right field. Here's Sweeney. And a beat on it, and that's the first out here in the night.
I'm very happy that Ichiro has not run to second, because with his lead not being held, figured that he would go into second, but that is good. I like to see it. He's coming off a calf injury, but I don't think that would, I mean, there wouldn't be a throw to second if he did go. Still not being held.
Lopez swings at the first pitch, pops a foul back. Hit well to left field, and that one is going to be gone. Jose Lopez, a home run, and it's 9-5. '22nd home run of the year for Lopez, and his 82nd and 83rd RBIs.
Well, there was 90, which means there's a cutter, and stayed up and left quickly. And Bailey knew it, as all he did was ask for a new baseball.
So here's Mike Sweeney. Pitch stays a little bit high. Sweeney is 3 for 4. One out he made was a big out for the A's. First and third, one out in the 7th inning, and Michael Wirtz struck him out swinging. Wirtz got out of the inning, and Mariners did not score. Beltre is in the on-deck circle. Hit hard past Pennington, and Mike Sweeney is 4 for 5.
And Bob Guerin's going to run out, which means that it's not an automatic change of pitchers. All right, all right, all right. Did you expect anything else?
Doing good. Garcia has been throwing for a while, so he is ready to go if needed.
Third baseman, Adrian Beltre.
So Adrian Beltre steps in. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. He walked and scored in the 2nd inning. First pitch is a fastball. Beltre fouls it straight back. Beltre, with his 0 for 3 in tonight's game, is 1 for 11 in the series. Just a good fastball from Bailey, swing and a miss. .96 miles an hour from Bailey. He has hit it for 9 innings. We wondered about it in the first, and he has not let us down. A complete game.
Well, you know he'll be here tomorrow. Get the 1929 cap, because he's got the throwback jersey on. You know he's going to match it up.
Finish it out. Finish the outfit. High pop up. Barton over, and he'll run out of room. 2-2 the count. 23rd pitch for Andrew Bailey. Another foul ball back. Pop up. Shallow left field. Pennington out. Still going out. And he's got it. 2 outs.
Well, throwing something other than a cutter or a fastball at the breaking ball and fooled Beltre. At least got him to the point to hit the ball in the air and not very far. The curveball, and yes, enough in on the handle that he could not really drive the ball.
Outside. There's the strike. 1-1 to Hall. Swing and a miss.
Oh, he's going for 5.
He's going to drop the
silver gold,
whatever sombrero.
Whatever you want to call it.
We should know these things, I guess. Either way, Bill Hall is 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. 1-2 pitch, got him swinging. So Andrew Bailey finishes it with the strikeout of Bill Hall. Jose Lopez does hit the 2-run homer, but not enough as the Oakland A's win Game 3 of this 4-game series by a score of 9-5. The A's had a couple of big innings.